Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SELENIUM Tech Automation. So in this today tutorial, I am going to discuss about how to execute classes from TestNG.xml file. So in different ways, okay? How to execute classes from TestNG.xml file in different ways, okay? So before going to start this video, I would like to thankful for each and everyone who is supporting my channel and also who is supporting my videos, because nowadays our videos are getting very good response because of you only. So I hope you people will continue the same for our upcoming videos as well. Okay, let's get started with our today tutorial, that is how to execute our classes from testng.xml file in different ways. Okay, so first, we know already with the help of TestNG concepts we can control the execution order of our programs. Okay, with the help of TestNG we can easily control the program execution flow, right? So with the help of TestNG we can control the execution order of our programs. Okay, so the first approach here is, suppose here you can see I created two classes. The first class here is TestNG assertions and the next class here is arithmetic operations. Okay, the first class here is TestNG assertions and the next class here is arithmetic operations. So whereas in TestNG assertions class you can see there are two methods are available. The first method here is Gmail test and the second method here is assertion. Okay, so then the next class here is arithmetic operation. So here I am doing like basic arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction and division. Okay, so here we have three methods. For addition I created one method, so likewise for subtraction one more method, and the last method here is division method. Okay, so if I execute these two test cases, okay, if I want to execute these two test cases from TestNG point of view, so how we can execute? So we can execute by converting these classes into some testng.xml file, right? So how we can execute? With the help of testng.xml file we can execute these two classes together. Okay, so for example you can see here I mentioned a classes tag name. So with the help of this classes tag name, so I can initialize my classes which are present inside this project. Okay, that is Maven project. For example you can see in this testng.xml file I created a class name called arithmetic operation, which we already saw about this one, where we are performing basic arithmetic operations, and our next class here is assertions. Okay, so where I am going to validate the title of Gmail page and also where I am going to perform some assertions. Okay, these two classes I defined inside our testng.xml file with the help of classes tag name followed by class. Okay, followed by class tag. We can write n number of classes based upon the your automation done by you. Okay, so how many test cases, how many classes created by you, so we can mention all those classes in a single file, that is called testng.xml file. Okay, suppose if I execute these two classes with the help of testng.xml file, how our execution will execute, we'll see now. So let me execute our testng.xml file. How we can execute? Just right click on this testng.xml file and run as. You can see here run as option here with the help of testng suite. Okay, so now the browser is launching and it is entering Gmail URL. So then it is verifying the title of Gmail page. Okay, here you can see title of page is Gmail and the method, what method? The test method executed successfully. If you look into this results of running suite, so now our test methods got executed in alphabetical order. Okay, by defaultly at the rate test methods will execute in alphabetical order. Okay, for these two classes, the first class here is arithmetic operation. You can see here our first method here is addition, so then our next method is subtraction and the last method here is division. Okay, if you see these results of running suite output, here you can see it is executing in an alphabetical order, that is first it is executing addition arithmetic operation, then it is executing division arithmetic operation. The last one here is subtraction method is executing the last. Okay, because by defaultly TestNG will execute all your test methods in an alphabetical order. Okay, so that's why you are getting the console, I mean results of running suit along with these test methods. And also the second class what we executed, just you can see here, our first method here is which is executed, that is assertion. Okay, then our next method here is Gmail. Here also TestNG executed this class based upon the alphabetical order of that particular @test methods. Okay, this is one way, but as per the requirements I want to execute all my test methods as per my order. Okay, suppose I want to execute my Gmail test first, then only I want to execute my assertion test. So likewise for arithmetic operation class also I want to execute addition method first, so then subtraction method is second, then division method is third. Okay, this is my requirement. So how we can execute all our scripts in a sequential order as per the requirements. Okay, so for this, with the help of priorities concept, as we know already, there are priority concepts which is available in TestNG.xml file. With the help of priorities concept, we can make our test methods to be execute in sequential order, that is as per our requirements. Okay, so now I want a requirement like I want to execute this method first, then I want to execute my subtraction method second, at last I want to execute my method, that is division. Okay, I want to execute in this order. So for that what we need to do, we have to mention priorities for all these test methods. Okay, if we don't mention priorities, our test methods will execute by defaultly in an alphabetical order. Okay, so now let me add some priority. Our priorities will starts from 0 level. Okay, our priority will starts from 0 level. Okay, 0, that is priority equals to 0 for addition method. So now I am going to make priority for subtraction, that is 1. Okay, so then our last method here is division, right? So for this method I am keeping it as priority 2, right? So in the same way I want to mention priorities for one more class, that is TestNG assertions. Okay, I want to execute this Gmail test. If I don't mention priorities, by defaultly TestNG will execute these methods in an alphabetical order, but I want to execute these methods as per my requirements, that is in sequential order. For that reason I want to add some priorities here also. For this class test methods also I will have to add priority levels. Okay, so now if we can see here, without priorities how our execution is looking like, our execution is okay, our execution is doing in an alphabetical order. Okay, but I don't want to execute these in an alphabetical order, I want to execute my test methods in a sequential order based upon my requirements. Okay, for that reason I have to mention priorities concept here. Okay, now you can see the output here. Addition is executing first, division is executing next, subtraction is executing last. In the same way for TestNG assertions, assertion executing first, then Gmail test is executing next, right? So now if we mention priorities, our test method will execute accordingly. Okay, in this case in arithmetic operations class, if I mention priorities, what will be the our output? Our output will be, the first method will be addition, the next method will be subtraction, the last method will be division. Okay, addition, subtraction, division. But if we don't mention any priorities, means by defaultly TestNG will execute in an alphabetical order. Okay, with the help of TestNG we can easily control the program execution order flow. Okay, we can control the program execution flow of order. Okay, so now let me execute with the priorities what we mentioned here, and we will see the output. Okay, then it is verified the title page. Now we can go to results of running suit. You can see here, without mentioning priorities, what will be the our results of running suit previous execution output. That is, first it is executing addition, next it is executing division method, because in an alphabetical order, then it is executing subtraction, right? If I mention priorities for all these methods, now it is executing first the priority level 0 addition method, so then it is executing the priority level 1, that is subtraction method, and the last is executing priority 2 level, that is division method. Okay, in the same way it is doing for TestNG assertions class as well, where I mentioned priority equals to 0 for Gmail test, which is going to execute first, so then it is going to execute the next method, that is assertions method. Okay, so likewise we can prioritize all our test methods to execute methods as per the requirements, which is going to happen in sequential order. Okay, so now, so how we defined here inside our TestNG.xml file, we defined only our class names, right? So now I don't want to mention any priorities for my test methods. Okay, I don't want to mention any priorities to my test methods. Okay, if I don't mention these priorities, means how our test methods are executing, which are executing in an alphabetical order, right? But if I don't mention priorities, also we can execute in sequential order. Okay, if I don't mention priorities, I want to execute all my tests in sequential order. So how we can achieve that one? With the help of methods tag name, we can easily achieve. Okay, so now with the help of priorities, we can able to execute all test methods in sequential order. Okay, so now I don't want to mention any priority levels for my test methods, but I want to execute my scripts in sequential order. Okay, how we can do that one? So now let me remove all priorities for all our test methods. Okay, so I am removing all the priorities. In the same way I am doing for the last method as well. Okay, so now I removed here. So now go back to our one more class. So here also I am removing priorities here. Okay, here also I am removing priorities. Okay, so now we don't have priorities, right? If I execute this, it will execute in alphabetical order, but I want to execute my test methods in sequential order without mentioning any priority levels, right? How we can achieve that one? As I told, we have to mention, okay, we have to mention methods tag name here. Okay, we have to mention our methods tag name here. Okay, with the help of methods, so what it will do, with the help of methods we can easily mention all our method names. Okay, under this methods tag name we need to use one more tag, that is called include. Okay, tag that is called include. What is our method name? We need to pass. Okay, so here the our first method here is arithmetic operation addition, right? So the same I have to pass inside our TestNG.xml file as a method name. Okay, once this is done, okay, once this is done, what is our next method here? So our next method is subtraction, right? So in the same way I have to mention for subtraction also. Okay, so then I am mentioning for subtraction method as well. So with this also we can execute our scripts in sequential order. Okay, include name equals to division is my last method name, right? So that's why I am adding this line here. So in the same way we can do for assertions class as well. So how we can do? With the help of methods tag name we can easily define our methods present inside that class, right? Okay, okay, so now let me remove this close bracket here. Okay, so now go back to our assertions class. So this is my Gmail test method. I want to execute first. Okay, so then my next method here is test, right? Or what is our test name there? Assertion. Okay, assertion is my test method name. Okay, assertion. Okay, if I execute our testng.xml file now, so it will execute as you mentioned here. The first method name here is addition, it will execute first. Then the second method name here is subtraction, and the third method name here is division. Okay, so we need to mention the method's name along with the include tag name. Okay, if we mention like this, we no need to mention any priority levels. Okay, we no need to mention any priority level, so that you can execute all your scripts in sequential order as per your requirements. Okay, so if I execute our script now, first it will execute addition, subtraction, division. In the same way for assertions also, it will execute Gmail and it will execute assertion. Okay, so now Control Alt Control Shift F. So how we can make these alignment line elements in a proper way? You can just press Control Shift F. Okay, Control Shift F. If you do like this, it will automatically arrange in an order. I mean, it will looks good if we do this. Okay, how would we can do? Control Alt Control Shift F. You can see here it will give you in some order. Okay, now if I execute this .xml file, it will execute all your methods in sequential order what you mentioned with the help of method tag name, right? Okay, so now you can see, go to your results of running suit. First it executed addition, second it executed subtraction, third it executed division, which means it is executing in sequential order. We are not mentioning any priority levels for all our test methods. Okay, this is how we can execute in this way. Okay, without mentioning any priorities and with mentioning priorities. Okay, so now I am going to suppose we are working on a project, so where we can have different kind of testing techniques. For example, in system testing, sorry, in functional testing, we can have system testing, right? So during this system testing, as an automation tester, we have to perform some testing techniques, that is regression testing or sanity testing or smoke testing. So during these testings, for example, regression testing, you can have, there are 30 test cases, and for sanity testing there are 20 test cases, and for smoke testing there are 10 test cases. Okay, so I have already made a dedicated video about all these concepts such as regression testing and sanity testing and smoke testing from manual point of view. Okay, so now for example, I have to execute my regression testing and sanity testing and smoke testing. Okay, as an automation tester, how we can do? I will create separate .xml files to execute all these tests. Like for example, if I want to execute regression testing, we can execute regression.xml file. If I want to execute, if I want to do some sanity testing, there also we can create one sanity testing.xml file. If I want to do some smoke testing, so there also we can create one more smoke testing.xml file. Okay, with the help of these three .xml files, we can perform respective testing technique such as regression or sanity or smoke testing. Okay, for example, you can see here, just now I executed the file called regression.xml file where we can have two classes, right? So in the same way, I have to do some sanity testing. Okay, for that also we can create one more separate .xml file. How we can create separate .xml file? Just right click on your project, create a new file. So there you can mention, for example, I am mentioning here sanity.xml file. Okay, sanity.xml file. So once if you created, you can add your suite name and test names and class names also. Okay, you can add all your suite name and test name and classes names also. So now go to your sanity. Okay, go to your sanity, here I am pasting this. Okay, now go to your sanity, here I am pasting this sanity element suite content model test. Okay. Okay, so it is an error. No grammar constants DTD or XML schema. Okay, so now copy this file as well. We'll see whether it is giving any error or what. Okay, so now this error gone. So here what is our suite name? Here I can mention here regression suite. Okay, regression suite where it is containing multiple classes. In the same way, I can mention for sanity.xml file also, that is sanity suite. Okay, here the test name is, my test name here is, for example, my test name here is uh, automation regression test. Okay, automation regression tests. So then my test name here is automation. For example, I am telling automation sanity tests. Okay, automation sanity tests. So once if you executed, you can go to your results of running suite. You can see here TestNG listeners. Okay, it is our test name. So inside this test name tag, we can have these two classes, that is TestNG executions arithmetic operation and tests.testng assertions. Here TestNG executions and tests means these are all package names. Okay, so inside package names we can have these classes, right? So that's why we mention here as package name dot class name. Okay, so test name will tell you how many classes you can have inside this test tag name. Okay, so likewise you will get automation sanity tests. Okay, so now it is done. So now we have two .xml files. Okay, now we have two .xml files, right? So how we can execute two .xml files at a time? For example, as we discussed now, okay, as we discussed now, how we can execute, two suite files at a time. Okay, suppose I want to perform these two together, like regression testing and sanity testing. So I created two separate files here. So now I want to perform these two testing techniques at a time. Okay, for that we need to create one more .xml file called suite level execution. For example, I am telling I will create one more .xml file. So where, let me create one .xml file. So where it will store these two .xml files we are going to execute, right? So that is suite level, okay, suite level execution .xml file. Okay, suite level execution .xml file. Here I have to mention my these two .xml files at a time. Okay, so now go to here. Okay, so now go to here. This is suite level execution. Okay, this is suite level execution. So now here with the help of suite files tag, okay, so how we can execute two .xml files at a time. So with the help of suite files tag name, we can easily execute all our testing.xml files at a time. Okay, at suite level we can perform these two testings techniques, that is regression testing technique and suite level, and sanity testing technique. So we can perform these two at a time with the help of suite files tag name. Okay, here I have to use our suite, okay, our suite file path equals to, okay, this is the syntax, that is suite file path equals to, okay. So then, okay, so here I need to mention what is my regression testing file name, that is regression dot xml file, right? Regression dot xml file. What is our next file name here? Our sanity testing file, right? Okay, so in the same way I have to mention for sanity.xml file also. Okay, because we are performing these two testing techniques together, right? So that's why sanity.xml file. Okay, so what I did here, there are two .xml files, one is for regression testing and another one is for sanity testing. Okay, so I have to perform these two testing techniques at a time. So for that we need to create one .xml file, so where I can mention my two files, that is regression.xml file and sanity.xml file. So how we can add these two .xml files in a single suite level execution.xml file? We have to use one suite files tag name. Inside this suite files tag name we can have one more tag name, that is suite file path. Okay, so with the help of this suite file path we can easily mention our .xml files easily here. And also I mentioned here one more .xml file, that is sanity.xml file. Okay, if I run this suite level execution.xml file, so it will take first this regression.xml file, it will execute, so then it will execute my sanity.xml file. Okay, so now let me execute this suite level execution.xml file and we'll see the result, how it will execute. Okay, so okay, so now let me increase size so that okay, so now let me do how we can run our TestNG file. Run as, right click on that your file, run as. Okay, TestNG suite. So here we can see it will launch your browser 2 times, right? So first time it is launching, okay, then it got completed now, so again it is launching. Okay, you can see it is executing 2 times, which means it is performing sanity testing and regression testing together in a single suite file, that is suite level execution dot file. So if you see here, this is for regression. Okay, you can see addition of two numbers is 30, the same you are getting. First it is executing regression.xml file, then it is executing sanity.xml file. This is how we can perform different kind of testings at suite level. Okay, at suite level I have to mention different kind of .xml files. How we can mention? Suite file tag name. With the help of suite file path, we have to mention our XML file names here. Okay, so this is how we can execute our suite level execution with the help of two .xml files. If you have multiple files also, you can keep on increasing this suite file path so that it will execute those many files at a time. Okay, so this is how we can execute multiple files at suite level. Okay, so then the next way here is, suppose here you can see in our regression.xml file you can have two classes, right? You can have two classes. For example, let me create one more class here inside this TestNG executions. Okay, so now let me create one more class, that is arithmetic operations and operation arithmetic. Okay, I am using the same classes here. So now go to your arithmetic operations. So let me copy all this. Okay, the same I am performing on this operation arithmetic also. Okay, so here I am changing these method names. Okay, addition operation. Okay, operation, I am mentioning addition operation and subtraction operation and division operation. Okay, here I created one more class on the same package, like we have two classes inside this TestNG executions package. Okay, so in the same way I am creating for TestNG assertions also. Okay, TestNG assertions also I am creating, right? So I will tell you why I am creating multiple classes here. I will tell you in a shorter time. So let me copy this one. So now let me go back to here. So let me create one more class under this tests package. This time I will tell like test, okay, Gmail test Gmail title validation. Okay, Gmail title validation. Okay, Gmail title validation. Here I am pasting. Okay, so now you can see here I have two classes for each package. Okay, so I will tell you. First I created one more class that is called as Gmail title validation, and also I created one more class here, operation arithmetic. Okay, on two different packages I created new classes for each package. Like for example, For testing executions, I created one more class, and for tests package, I created one more class that is called Gmail title validation. Okay, so now how we can execute two classes without mentioning any methods names and also without mentioning any class names together. Okay, suppose for example here inside this TestNG executions package we have two classes. Okay, so the same we defined here as well, right? We defined the same here as well. So now, okay, so now here this is my first class. If I want to execute this operation arithmetic also, how we can mention? I will create one more class. Okay, I will create one more class that is operation arithmetic. Okay, that is operation arithmetic, right? I will tell you it is little bit tricky, so I will tell you. So then what is our next class here? Gmail title validation, right? So that is Gmail title validation. Okay, Gmail title validation. Okay, here Gmail title validation. Okay, so here go to Gmail title validation class. The method name here is Gmail test. Okay, the first method name here is Gmail test. Okay, operation arithmetic. Okay, I will change it for first for operation arithmetic. Okay, I will change first here operation arithmetic, that is addition operation and subtraction operation and division operation. Okay, division operation. So then the next class what we created just now, that is Gmail title validation, right? So here also I will change Gmail test. One second. So here what is that one? Gmail title validation TestNG assertions, right? Okay, Gmail test. Okay, here I will change test Gmail. Okay, test Gmail. I am changing method names here, test Gmail and test assertion. Okay, okay, so now I will add these two methods inside our regression.xml file. Okay, this is our this one, and what is the method name here? Test Gmail, right? So go to regression.xml file and change this method name. Okay, so now we have two classes. The first class here is arithmetic operation and operation arithmetics, which we already saw earlier. So then we have one more class that is called TestNG assertions, right? So now I added one more class that is called Gmail test title validation, and one more class that is called operation arithmetic. Okay, I created two new classes for each package. Here I created one more new class, and also here in this package, test package, I created one more class that is called Gmail title validation. So now you can see here we have four classes, right? The first class and the second class. In the same way, for other package there are two classes. The first class is TestNG assertions and the second class is Gmail title validation. Okay, so now I don't want to mention my I don't want to execute my classes with the help of classes tag name. Okay, with the help of classes tag name, I don't want to execute my test cases. I want to execute my classes with the help of package name only. Okay, suppose I want to execute my test cases from this package directly. How we can execute? Okay, if I want to execute my test cases directly with the help of this package means, so we have to mention package concept here. We have to use package concept. So with the help of packages concept, we no need to mention our class names. Okay, by defaultly that package name will execute all your test cases present inside this package. Okay, so if that is the case, you no need to mention any classes tag name, and also mention any your class names, and also don't need to mention any of your methods names also. Okay, we can mention only our package name. With the help of this package name, our classes will execute automatically. So how we can do that one? We can write a line by manually, and also we can easily right click on this one. You can just click on TestNG, convert to TestNG. Okay, if you do like this, after doing right clicking on that package and doing convert to TestNG, you can see there is an option that is called packages option, right? There is an option that is packages option. So with the help of this packages tag name, we can easily convert all our test cases into a single package. So then it will automatically execute all our test cases one by one. How many classes which are available inside that package, it will execute one by one. Okay, so how we can do that one manually? So this is, I told you, like right clicking and doing that one. So I don't want to do in that way, so I want to mention the package name here. So how we can do that one? So let me go back to here and convert to TestNG. We will just see the syntax how they mention here. Okay, I want to execute, I want to use packages, right? So packages package name equal to, okay, packages package name equals to, okay, now I can remove all these classes tag names here, all these classes tag names. I can use only package name. Okay, I can use only package name. With the help of this one TestNG executions, I can execute these two. Okay, these two classes together. In the same way, I can do it for our other classes. Sorry, some syntax error here. Okay, so once this is done, okay, with the help of packages tag name, we no need to mention any of our class names. By defaultly, it will take all our classes which are present inside this TestNG executions package. Okay, so here I can change it to tests because I want to execute this tests package as well. Okay, so now let me delete till here. Okay, now let me delete till here because these classes also going to be execute, but I don't want to execute all these classes. I can delete. So from here and till here I can delete because these are all old tutorial classes. So but I don't want to execute all these now. So now I am deleting this also. So now you can see here we can have only two classes per each package. Okay, so with the help of this concept we can execute directly the classes, okay, present inside that packages. Okay, so now if I click on this running, it will automatically execute how many classes present inside those packages. Okay, we'll see the output also. So again it will launch, right? See, again it is launching and doing the same. Okay, that's it. So now you can see we are not mentioning any class names here, and also we are not using any classes tag name also. Okay, if we mention like this directly the packages and package name equals to what is your package name, so based upon your package name how many classes are available inside that package, it is going to execute in order. Okay, so likewise you can easily convert all your test classes into single package so that it will execute all the test cases from that particular package what you mentioned with the help of package name. Okay, so this is how we can execute all these together. So now let me go back to our results of running suit, we can see here the first package name here is TestNG executions arithmetic operations. So what is the class present here, and then what is our package name Gmail title validation. So in the same way, what is our addition operation, division operation, subtraction and assertion gem test. Okay, so this is how we can achieve this with the help of packages concept. Okay, so then how we will execute more than two .xml files at a time. First we will create one more separate suite level execution .xml file. So there, with the help of suite files tag name, we can easily mention all our .xml files here. For example, if it is for regression, we can mention that regression here. For example, if it is for sanity, we can mention that sanity.xml file. With the help of these suite files, we can execute multiple .xml files at a time. With the help of packages names, we can execute all the classes present inside that package at a time. With the help of classes names, we can execute all the classes at a time. Okay, with the help of methods tag name, you no need to mention any priority levels to your test methods. It will execute in sequential orders as per the requirements. If you don't mention any priorities to your test methods, by default TestNG will execute all these methods in an alphabetical order. Okay, with the help of TestNG, we can able to control the execution order flow. We can control the TestNG execution order flow. Okay, so the help of TestNG, let me go back to our TestNG report. So where it will generate inside this test output, you can see here there is some index.html file or emailable report.html file. If you just open that file, you can see you will get all the method names here. Okay, this is for first time, right? Arithmetic operation, addition, division, subtraction, and operation arithmetic, addition, operation, division, operation, subtraction, operation. So in the same way, for Gmail test validation, what are all the methods we can have, and for testing assertion class, what are all the methods we can have, you can see. So this is how we can these many are the approaches with the help of testng.xml file. So where we can automate all our test cases in different ways. Okay, so this is how we can use this testng inside our project. So where we can perform different kind of ways or different kind of approaches to execute all our test cases. Okay, so I hope this will help you for interviews point of view, and also it will helps you a lot when you are working with your automation SELENIUM scripts. Okay, so thank you guys, thanks for watching. We will meet with our next video. Until then, everyone take care. Signing off, SELENIUM Tech Automation. Thanks guys.